Hey guys, me here. If you're wondering why I'm posting this video, well, it's because I wanted to try and take a shot at online video reviewing. Now, I am a huge gamer and a dork, so that's why my username on that guy with the glasses, at least in their blog section, is GamerDork. It's just the two defining characteristics of my personality. But... Meow, kitty! My cat's meowing in the background. She likes to help me with my videos from time to time, by sitting in my lap while I'm on the computer or anytime I sit down. Anyway, I don't want to be just another game reviewer. I wanted to think of how I could differentiate myself from other reviewers. While I don't know how to do that in terms of style, I can tell you how I can do that in terms of what I review. And I can show you what I can review to differentiate myself. This is how I plan on differentiating myself between other game reviewers. I plan on reviewing video game-related products. This particular product is the play art of Hope Estheim of Final Fantasy XIII. Say what you will about that game. I, for one, enjoyed both 13 and 13-2, so take that for what it's worth. Don't ask me why. I just get a feeling of enjoyment from playing both of them. Anyway, let's get on to what exactly a play art is. It's essentially an action figure. Except it has better detailing. Allow me to show you. If you can see the ridges in his coat, as well as these ridges in his flaps. Now this is not supposed to flap like this in-game, but it's done that for the sake... It's like that on the figure for the sake of movability. There's also a lot of really well done paint detailing in his pants, his shoelaces, and his hair. Yeah, I still can't believe this is a 14-year-old boy. When I showed this to my mother, she thought he was a girl. I can't really say as I blame her. Now, it's not just the visuals that make a play art or other sort of figure like this different from most action figures, but it's also in the way that they're sculpted. And I just bumped the tripod with my foot. Now, let's take a look here. His elbows are double jointed. And if you look under the flaps here, you can actually see a second joint in the shoulder. Both shoulders. This allows him, as well as extra joints, it is a joint in the upper portion of his torso. This allows him to have a far more human-like range of motion. It's not just his upper body as well. I don't know if you can see it, but his neck also has has at least one joint, so you can do a full 360-degree spin, rock it like this. His hair is made of soft plastic. His wrists can rotate a full 360 degrees. His knees also are double jointed, though something seems weird about the left knee joint in this particular figure. I don't know if it's a structural problem with the line or what. His ankles can do a 360-degree spin. Yes, kitty. My cat wants to be in the review. Can you blame her? And also his feet have a joint right about here. By the way, for a 14-year-old boy, he's got big feet. Oh, and there's also extra joints around the heel, too. Hello, kitty. Now she's on my lap. What a goofy kitty. Here's a cat. I do apologize for that. Bear in mind, this is my first legitimate review. Goofy cat. She knocked something off I'm going to be using in the review. Also, you've noticed, as you can tell, there's a peg in his hand. Well, unlike most action figures, they don't always have movable fingers like this. Instead of using a single hand that can do several things, there's actually interchangeable hands that allow you to swap them out for different poses. For this particular figure, there was only one interchangeable hand, here on his right. All it does is allow him to use his signature weapon, the boomerang. Yes, in a game where you fight hordes of monsters with magic and lots of other stuff, his weapon of choice is a boomerang. This looks like a Nerf toy that I can buy at Toys R Us. I mean, just look at this. Can you actually... I know he's a kid, but seriously, how can you take him seriously as a threat when you look like you're attacking him with a monster with a children's toy? So let's just put this in the little peg. There we go. And I guess we're gonna have to quickly say hi to my kitty. Say hi, Sneaky. Good girl. Cats. I love kitties. I'm having trouble getting this guy to stay upright. Now, as you can see here, there's a couple poses you can make him do, such as his... Well, you can... Let's see if I can do this properly. You can do a sort of battle pose from here, from his in-game stance from Final Fantasy XIII. Or also do a bit of a... I'll do this too. As you can see here, you can give him his battle stance here, which is the only one I've ever actually think is the best looking for him. But since this is a very highly posable figure, I suppose you can leave it up to your imagination. And don't fall back on me, you little twerp. Good enough. Also, it feels like the joint in the boomerang is a bit loose. I don't know if it's just mine in particular, or if that's something that happens throughout the entire line. Now, there are a few details that are missing. If you've played Final Fantasy XIII all the way through, you should know that there's supposed to be a sort of brand tattoo on his left wrist underneath this handkerchief bracelet of his. But it's absent from this figure. I really don't know why they chose to do that, because the brands are on other figures. Well, namely 2, but I don't have them. So yeah, can't really figure out why they chose that in particular. So in conclusion, is the Hope Estheim play art worth your time and money? I don't really think I can say that objectively. For one thing, not everybody likes the same product, but if you were a fan of Final Fantasy XIII and you like video game memorabilia, you might have some enjoyment picking this one up. I paid $40 for mine at an anime convention last year. And since Final Fantasy XIII-2 hit store shelves earlier in the year, your ability to actually find this figure or any of the figures from the Final Fantasy XIII Play Arts line might vary depending on where you go. You could probably find them at certain specialty shops or at places like Amazon or eBay. You can even check the shop on Square Enix's actual website. This particular line is called Play Arts. And, that's pretty much all I can say about this particular figure. So, until then, I'm a friggin' dork. See you later. I'll harm you! Nyeh, nyeh, nyeh! I've got magic, damn it!